Welcome to one and all. The rowdies down at the back need to get into their seats. It's great to see so many people here on what I think really is probably the first day of the year. I know I took my own Christmas tree down last night. A real sense of, oh no, they really are rowdy down the back there. Come on, silence down there. As chairman of the board, my job is to do two things this morning. First of all, it's to say thank you to each and every one of you. When we stood here a year ago, ready to launch Adapt Intelligently, our strategy for the next 5 years, one or two of you said to me, we're being very ambitious, aren't we? New administration in the US, talk of tariffs, AI, digital wars, pandemics, supply chains. And we had just brought out a 5-year plan that was, by any stretch, going to be difficult to achieve. And yet we sit here on the 7th of January with an absolutely unbelievable performance in the first year of that 5-year plan. And that's due to every single person in this room, every single person, not just the people who deal with the clients. It's the support teams, it's every single person in the organisation has contributed to that. And during the year, as I've talked to various stakeholders around Dublin, the number of times foreign ambassadors would say to me, what's the secret sauce in the IDA? How come in the UK or Northern Ireland or France or the Netherlands, we're not as successful as IDA Ireland? And the reason they're not as successful is in this room, every single person in this room. And we shouldn't forget that every one of us are standing on the shoulders of the people who have gone before us, going all the way back to 1948, since those pioneers of IDA Ireland. They have helped build us what we are today. But it's really important today, not just to gather and make sure we're on message for the next 12 months. I would encourage you all to take a few moments to celebrate the year that's just gone. In my past life, I probably was guilty of not celebrating. You hit your target, you hit your metric, and you immediately move on to the next one. Today and tomorrow, there's a little element of, we should all sit back and think, everybody from Michael all the way through the organisation, we did an absolutely superb job in 2026. And I always felt, notwithstanding all the issues that were out there in the economy, in the global economy, in the geopolitical sphere, I always felt if we got a half-decent bounce of the ball in 2026, we would deliver because of the people in this room, and we have delivered. And remember that over the next 2 days. You, IDA, every single person in here, we are a world-class organisation, and we've proven that in 2026. The other thing I just want to call out in IDA Ireland is the culture of the organisation. And those of you who've done any sort of study of organisational behaviour or anything, you'll know the phrase that culture eats strategy for breakfast. And strategies are really, really important. You've got to have one, you've got to know where your map is, where you're going to. But unless the culture of an organisation is right, unless everybody is aligned around the goals, around the ways of behaviour, around the way we operate, the way we treat each other, the values we hold, unless we're all aligned around those, we don't go anywhere. Give me a company any day of the week with a great culture and a strategy that needs to be improved rather than the other way around. And that, again, goes from the top of the organisation right down. But I know when I speak for the board, many of whom are here today, when I say I'd like to call out Rana and Naya in particular for driving the culture with your assent and with your help. But I've led a lot of organisations. I've been involved in other organisations that I've seen close up. The culture we have in IDA is to be treasured and is to be celebrated. It's an excellent culture. Finally, I'd just like to thank our main stakeholder, which is our department. And I see the Secretary-General has joined us and various other officials. Again, we couldn't do what we do without the support of the department. And some of you on the way in this morning will have heard the announcement from the department, now covering a lot of tourism issues, but that 100 million has been allocated now for semiconductor strategic sites. And that will be of huge interest to us over the coming couple of years. We've a great first day. We've got not one but two ministers coming to us today. Minister Jack Chambers, who's in the room already, and our own Minister Peter Burke, who'll be here later on. But that's enough for me. Now we'll get to the main man of the organisation, Chief Executive Michael Lohan. Thank you.